Hi everyone, today I'm talking about intuition. I have been talking about intuition. In my last two videos we talked about intuition. This is the third and final video on intuition in this series. This one is 3 big signs that you can trust your intuition. Now I get questions on this all the time from clients and students, and almost all of my clients and students are either an INFJ personality type or an INFP personality type or an empath and or both. So this is something that intuitive people come to me all the time with questions about how can I trust my intuition. In the last couple of videos, I talked a bit about this and how anxiety gets in the way of us hearing our intuition, listening to our intuition, trusting our intuition. So there's also 3 big signs that most people miss. If you know these 3 big signs, you will be able to not only recognize your intuition when it shows up, but also develop your intuitive skills to be stronger. So here they are. Sign number 1, it feels right over time. When you get an intuitive hit on something, it will feel right over time. Okay, so what does this mean? It means a true intuition about something won't change, or it won't change very much. So you'll feel something about a situation, you'll see a truth, you'll get an insight, you'll experience this on a Monday. On Friday, it will feel much the same way. That insight will still feel like it holds true. That feeling you have will still feel like it's there. It won't change very much. Now, in long-term situations like months or years, yes, your feelings about something might change. So you might meet someone and you're like, they really can't be trusted. And then, you know them over a period of years and they change as a person, so your intuitive feelings about them change. Yes, that is possible. But for the most part, like I said, if you get an intuitive hit about something on a Monday, it's going to be the same on Friday. It's going to feel right over time. This is not the same as fear talking, because when you're anxious about a situation, when you're coming from a place of fear, you will most likely be grabbing onto one solution that will seem right in the moment, and then a few days later or even an hour later, you'll be grabbing onto something else. So if you're very anxious about something and you're overthinking it, on Monday you're like, yes, that's what I need to do. I need to quit my job right now and do this other thing, and that's right. And then you wait it out. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, most likely you are going to feel differently because that was fear. That wasn't your intuition. So when it's fear, it doesn't feel right over time. It more feels like you're snatching and grabbing at possible solutions. And then when you give it a few days, that sort of falls apart and you can look back and say, I don't know why I was thinking that. So it will change. Intuition is solid and steady. Intuition's not all over the place. It's solid and steady. Fear and anxiety, all over the place. Very scattered energy. Sign number 2. Most of the time, intuition will be focused on taking action in the present. Now, a lot of people are very surprised when they hear me say this because they say, but I thought that you teach that intuition is big picture and it's long term. It's really seeing things far off in the future, seeing future timelines. It is, but when intuition is giving you information about something that you need to do, it is almost always focused on something you can do right now. Intuition will not tell you something that you could do in a year or so. It might be a good idea in a year or so to do this. Yes, it is focused on the long term and the big picture, but it will usually give you action steps in the now that contribute to that long term or that big picture. The strongest intuitive hits you will get will usually be about something you can do right now. A lot of times, it's not glamorous stuff, and I mentioned this in the last video. A lot of people get tangled up about intuition because it's very glamorized in our culture, right? It's seen as like, this is a psychic ability, and it's magic, and it's paranormal. Well, it is a psychic ability. It's definitely a psychic ability, but psychic abilities are actually quite normal and ordinary. They're not miracles. They're not these exceptional things that only happen to a few rare people. Intuition is a psychic ability that a lot of people have. They just don't tune into it. They don't use it, but it is there. So a lot of times it will be just about stuff in your ordinary life, stuff that you could do, again, that will contribute to that long term or that big picture in your life. Now, this is different than anxiety. Anxiety will tend to project into the future in a very fearful way, right? So anxiety in your brain will ask a lot of what if questions. And the what if questions will not be curious, fun questions. They will be scary questions, right? Like, what if XYZ goes wrong? What if I end up on the street? What if I end up homeless? What if I end up abandoned? What if I end up dead, right? It's these sort of like extreme scenarios that the more you think about them, the more scared you get, the more unsettled and ungrounded you feel in your body. That's fear, that's anxiety. Intuition more gives you a gentle nudge about something small and sensible that you can do right now that will contribute to your well-being. And even if you don't understand all the details, right? Intuition might come in and say, you need to stop eating white rice. It's not right for you, right? So you start eating white rice and you're like, I'm getting this feeling, I'm getting a no on this. I hear it in my mind or I feel it in my body. This is a no. And you're thinking, why? I've never had a problem with white rice before. I don't know of any health problems associated with white rice. So again, you're trying to rationalize it. You don't have all the details. You don't need to know why. All you need to know is that you're getting a no from your intuition right now, and you can follow that. Sign number 3, intuition is emotionally neutral. This is also hard for people to believe. A lot of people really link intuition and emotion up very strongly. Intuition can be linked to emotion, but it doesn't have to be either. So this question I get all the time is, what's the difference between fear and intuition? And I always say intuition is emotionally neutral. Fear obviously is not. Fear is highly emotionally charged. It feels like panic, worry, stress, danger, brain fog, numbness, right? Like all these really extreme, uncomfortable sensations in your body and your mind. Intuition is neutral. Now, you might feel fear about the intuition that you're getting, about the intuitive information that's coming in. Yes, you might have an anxiety reaction to that, but the actual information itself is neutral. So, for example, we'll take the example of someone who has a partner and they don't know if they can trust their partner. So fear will feel like a lot of overthinking, right? A lot of like those scary what if questions, like, are they cheating on me? What if they're cheating on me? Are they lying to me? What if they lied to me last night? A lot of like rational adding up of clues, like, well, they said this, and then they did this, and then I found this thing in their drawer, and then they had this tone of voice, right? And there's these highly charged emotions like anger, feeling upset, feeling scared, trying really hard to figure it out. It will feel like pushing and forcing your brain to figure out this puzzle. In contrast, intuition will feel like you either get a flash all at once or you get a growing sense of knowing. At some point, you feel it or you hear it or you see it. This person is not for me. They're hiding something, right? That's emotionally neutral. That's information. This person is not a match for me. This person is hiding something. A lot of times you won't get all the details, right? So you won't get this person cheated on me last week with my coworker at the restaurant. Like you won't get all of the nitty-gritty details, but you will get what you need to know, which is this person is not for me. This person is hiding something. You will then probably have an emotional reaction to that information. You might feel disappointed or hurt or angry or upset, but the information itself is neutral. I'm teaching a class on all of this and more called Intuition is a Superpower. It starts June 24th. It's 3 Saturdays in a row. All 3 classes will be recorded. If you purchase the class, you will get all of the recordings, lifetime access to the recordings. You do not need to show up to this class live to get the benefits. You can do it on your own, get just as many of the benefits as if you did it live. There will also be a private Facebook group. So if you'd like to join us live, if you'd like to participate and meet other people who are interested in intuition, other intuitives, there's the option to do so. That's open to you. So whatever works for you, whatever works for your schedule. Registration opens June 19th. It will be open for 5 days. Please send me questions. Lauren@laurensapala.com. Please also subscribe to my newsletter. The link is in the comments below. The newsletter is the best way to stay up to date on notifications for the class, notifications for future classes. I do free events. I do book recommendations. I do recommendations for other people's events. I do all sorts of stuff through the newsletter. So if you're interested in intuition, creativity, writing, empath stuff, INFJ, INFP personality type stuff, please sign up for my newsletter. It will really be worth it. Please also subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of different kinds of videos. Intuition, creativity, writing, empath stuff, INFJ, INFP stuff. Those are the main ones. But I do a lot of different videos. So please subscribe to the channel. All right, that is all the information on the class. If you have any questions, please send them to me. I will get you all the info I can before registration opens. I really hope I see you in this class. This is going to be a really game-changing class, I think, for a lot of people because there's so much misinformation out there about intuition. So I'm really excited to dive deep into this one. All right, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope I see you there.